Welcome everybody. This is Michael from AEP Paris calling out to everybody. Hello everybody. Welcome to the second open meeting from the Information Literacy Committee. We started last year the first time after we had discussed during the Thessaloniki conference that we want to improve communications amongst us. And we thought, and this is the essence and the product of it, like a second open meeting, of course, to hear from you, from everybody, about issues on information literacy and maybe on what we should focus on. And so welcome to today's meeting. Maybe a quick word about, before I'm going to talk about the agenda. Maybe please pay attention for background noise. So whenever you do not speak, please do mute yourself. So I'm going to have this myself right here, like a little button, because yeah, for the conversation, it's not always helpful. And then coming to the agenda. At the beginning, we wanted to follow up like on a birds of a feather discussion we had at the last Bishkek conference. It was about faculty liaison work. We believe that this is like a very important issue, topic for information literacy librarians, because we should and we have to work with faculty and how we actually can think about that. So we wanted to follow up on that discussion, and there's Chris and Krasi. They're gonna show like a quick presentation of, I think, 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. But it should not take all the time of today's online meeting. And the second part, then we would start actually like giving a kind of like an open discussion where we would like actually, where we try to gather and hear from everybody what you think we should focus on maybe this year, what could be interesting topics. Actually, to give you also like that was actually last year a very nice discussion, because, for example, we gathered like ideas such as the journal club. I remember like Catherine and Vanessa, they proposed it last year. And ever since actually we started like this project, and I believe it was a very successful and ongoing project that I really like, where we exchange readings and we discuss readings. So I think such kind of initiatives should hopefully come out of this open discussion. And then towards the end, actually, we would like to have like a moment where everybody can actually share, maybe like kind of an open microphone of 60 seconds where people can share things like about what they have done, maybe like a training, or maybe like announce something about the journal club, the next one, or maybe talk about the virtual forum. So, but this should be then like a kind of an reporting out, sharing for 60 seconds, and should be less of a discussion, but more like sharing with everybody. And yeah. So this is everything from my side for the moment. I'm going to come back after Krasi's and Chris's little presentation. So please, you, Chris and Krasi, take it away. Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
Thank you, Michael. So I'm going to first share my screen.
So while you're doing that, Krasi, I'll just make a comment here. We had obviously, as Michael introduced us to the Birds of a Feather at the last conference, we didn't finish because we had such lively discussion. So we're kind of doing a little bit of a review, and then we'll take it up. We'll kind of revisit what we weren't able to cover last time.
Yeah, both summary and continuation. So can you see my screen?
Yes. I can.
Okay. All right. So our Birds of a Feather session started with 2 questions that we asked our participants. And the first one was, what's your role at your institution? Just to learn about the demographics of the people who attended our session. And it turned out that we had 1 or 2 faculty members and 1 or 2 even IT specialists. And then we asked them how they defined a faculty librarian liaison in their own words. Afterwards, we presented to them this definition of a liaison program by Isabel de Silver, and where she's talking about the engagement role of librarians in this type of communication with faculty. And I think, Chris, you wanted to share something here?
Yep. Yes. So, this was something that came out of an article, obviously, that my boss or my supervisor had shown the librarians here at AUS. And I just like how it kind of encapsulated all these various activities. And I don't obviously think we can do all of them at one time, but it's kind of putting all these things on the radar. Currently at AUS, we're starting to look at supporting faculty with data management plans. And that, Crossy, if you could go down to the kind of the third bullet point from the bottom. Are you able to move your cursor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just down to where it says data management plan, data management. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an area that we have as librarians here not a lot of experience with, really none. But the push at AUS is more research, and so for funding opportunities, the faculty have to kind of work through their data management plans, and the library is working towards supporting that. That's still a bit nebulous on my part, but we're working this semester to get caught up with that. So I thought it was kind of nice that it showed up on one of these little bullet points based on this slide of outreach activities. Thank you.
Yeah, like in a nutshell, what librarians are doing towards this liaison programs. Okay, thanks, Chris. So the next thing we did, we started a very nice discussion with our participants. We discussed their programs, liaison programs, their institutions, and what the good and bad sides are. And here we wanted to open the floor once again for 5 minutes for us to discuss once again the programs at your institution. So if anyone would like to join, please unmute yourself and tell us something about your program. Chris and I will present our programs. Although here at AUBG we don't have such a program, but we'll present our cases later on in the presentation. Yep. So,
would anyone like to talk about what's going on at your institution? It doesn't even have to be a full-fledged program. Are there elements?
Yeah, I can talk, Fatma.
Yeah, Fatma.
Hi, Fatma.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Very well.
We try to have a program, but we cannot go get through to all faculty members because they are so busy. So we decided to go by subject specialists. So we do have now like 5 different disciplines for 5 librarians for 5 different disciplines, and this is working better for us. Like we have one engineering, one science, one medical, one business, and one social sciences. So when you contact the faculty as a subject specialist, we felt that it's more fruitful, and and we can get into different kind of services, not only like information business. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And are there some challenges that come up with that, or what is?
The challenge is always to keep the faculty member engaged, because they do promise and they do show interest, but if you don't follow up on that, they disappear. I think they have short terms and they have many things to do. So what we came up with is to offer like services for what they need, and they need a lot. Like at the undergraduate level, they need education in like plagiarism, and the graduate level also like in citation management and in literature review. So we are giving now certificate for attendance to ensure that faculty member get something tangible out of these classes. So they requested actually to get the certificate. So now we are going towards this, giving specialized workshops for and to give certificate at them.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. We just started it, so hopefully it will hold. I don't know.
Can you, I'm sorry, can you repeat what you said about, you said something about how you're helping faculty? Was it citation?
Yes, like I said, at the graduate level, what they want is they want their students to use a citation management tool and to be able to,
yeah.
at the end of when they are writing their thesis, they want them to be able to cite their like sources accurately.
Yes.
Because what happens is when they are writing their thesis, they start to learn how to cite some of the students.
Sure.
So they want them to be prepared for that before starting to write the thesis, so the work will become more clean and clear.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Fatma.
Thank you.
Aziz?
Yeah. If you allow me, you can add something on this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure. So at EUI, I would say two type of collaboration, faculty and librarian collaboration. One going on every semester, that is the normal requests, random requests by faculty where they would send us librarians request for normal workshop. And the only, I would say, integrated information literacy program is the one we did after the co-design training at AUP. So that's still going on with the same faculty. We did not expand it to other faculty. We are planning to expand it to other schools. And there is an interesting thing that we started this semester with other colleagues who showed interest in this because, you know, they have no idea how to start an embedded program with other faculty members. So again, from the conference last year, we brought an idea. The conference last year in Bishkek. So we brought an idea of embedded librarian within a course. So we requested a bundle of courses that are taught during the fall semester, and 4 of our librarians are auditing these courses. They're attending, they're observing how faculty teach these courses throughout the whole semester. They're attending like students. The goal is to start next spring an embedded librarian. So they want to know where they can support these initiatives.
Thank you.
So the librarians will be co-teaching the same courses.
Right. So in order to get to the stage of being an embedded librarian within that course, or let's say, to do it in the fashion of the co-design, they need to know what is being taught at first. Because you cannot invite a faculty and then have a meeting and say, I am going to support you with this, and start talking about the framework and frames. No. First thing, right. I mean, we know these challenges. So first thing is to attend the course and then report, by the way. So at the end of each month, there are reports come in on the course, how it is taught, and also final report, how would you as a librarian support this course? You know, what are the areas where you can embed yourself? And then later on, and this also, remember, attending this course, it created lots of venues, collaboration, knowing each other, and then also other projects. So it's going on. It's very successful so far. 4 librarians are attending. We've already finalized this, and also we got the approval of the administration because it's not easy to go to a course. Yeah.
Nice.
So as I said, the goal is to start the embedded librarian soon.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, hi.
Hi.
My name is Joyce.
Hi, Joyce.
I work
Hi, Joyce.
at LAU, and we have the library liaison program more than 5 years ago. Each librarian is working with specific school represented by one faculty member, and the administration is taking this program seriously. So when the faculty resigned from this duty, another one is appointed immediately.
Okay.
The program is succeeding with the health disciplines, huge success comparing to other discipline. From our experience, the weakness is mainly with the faculty members who are always busy as usual, don't have time to meet the library liaison, the librarian, and I think the main problem is that faculty member isn't cooperating enough. And I can say sometimes, rarely, but we can say because librarians are overwhelmed, they have many tasks to do, many events to prepare. Maybe we can find some lack of librarians. We cannot always give the faculty members all the responsibility for the program lacking. You know,
yeah.
I think
right.
as librarians, we need to think more and on how to integrate the faculty members within our programs. No, we can still find a way.
You're still
and are you attending departmental meetings as well, or is it a little less
we do not
structured?
have like meetings
Okay.
like the librarian with the faculty member, the liaison faculty, no, but they for example, I can say for the health related, they keep in touch. For example, when we have a training session, we try to send to the faculty liaison this session so it can be spread out within the school.
Okay.
For example, they would be communicated for suggestion of books, asking the other faculty members working in the same school to ask their students to use the online databases in the reference list, and all of these. But mainly there is no meetings on like semestral basis, but
Sure.
like informal meeting, if we can say.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joyce. I think the time is up now, so we can continue. Yeah, thank you, Fatma, Aziz, and Joyce for taking part in this. So moving to the next slide. Yeah, so here we discussed the type of communication interaction between faculty and librarians. And we would also like you to respond to one of these, or maybe the two of the questions you see in the tip part. The small white screen. So I'm gonna put now in the chat box. Okay, the Padlet. Okay, so this is the link to the Padlet. You can please open it and yeah, just respond to one of these two questions or both of them if you wish. The first one goes, what digital tools do you use to enhance your communication? And the second one is, so what should faculty do to collaborate with librarians? The other side, the other point of view.
So, Krasi, Chris, so digital tools, you mean how we communicate with them, or if we use like...
What kind of tools?
Okay, so it could be email, it could be
email, yeah.
Slack, or it could be like also like, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just started Google Suite as our email here at AUS. And so a lot of people are picking up is it Google Hangouts where we're chatting. And that has really helped me communicate with a couple of faculty that seem to have been hiding for quite some time. That seems to be their method. Emails, it just gets buried. But if I can catch them kind of at my point of need, I seem to get a better response. And I haven't tried it for everyone. We just started using it in the last 3 or 4 months. But that's been a nice little surprise. Yeah, the faculty page. We're going to talk about that here in just a moment. Can you bring the page back up?
Sure.
It's so exciting to see all the answers come in. I should have put the questions on the Padlet itself. Sorry, we have to go back and forth, guys.
I like one of the answers I saw, but I lost it. It was something word of mouth.
The digital tools used at Habib, the far right.
Yeah.
There's also some comments in the chat box actually. So that we have like a live chat.
Okay.
Called she would chat. That's actually Angie from Bishkek.
Thank you.
And then there's also like from AUN in Nigeria. Nigeria, yes. Email, personal contact, and questionnaire. So there's a couple of things there too.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
Okay. And the WhatsApp folks, I think that's interesting as well. I've been kind of reluctant to give out my phone number to faculty. Just never know when you're going to get contacted. But if generally, I'm just looking at someone's response here to the WhatsApp and texting. But again, it's another kind of at the point of need. I guess here also we have the kind of situation where we work on campus and also live on campus. So that line of 5 o'clock closing of the day doesn't necessarily happen at 5. So, yeah.
Here I have a question for you both, Chris and Krasi.
Yeah.
We're talking right here about digital tools or digital communications, but at the same time we're also talking about programs. So I hear that we do like to be at the point of need and everything, but at the same time we want to develop like kind of things like on a program level. So I was wondering, or there was just like a thought, you see, and I have to admit, I came across this book by Shelley Turkle on Reclaiming Conversation, The Power of Talk in the Digital Age. So I'm like necessarily biased, but that's maybe, I'm not sure if you're going to come to that question as well, or if you're going to address that at one point, to talk also about this kind of program development.
Like a liaison program.
Yeah.
We have some examples that feed into it, and then I have a document that I wanted to share at the end of our segment that I think can be kind of it's in place of a LibGuide since we don't have LibGuides. But it's a Google Doc that can grow and.
Good. Okay.
Yes, we can continue the conversation on AMICAL Connect.
Yeah, that's something also. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think we can move on as time is ticking up.
Yeah.
Right?
Thanks, guys. That's helpful input.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna turn on the chat. Okay. All right. So I'm continuing now with the presentation. Okay, so then Chris and I talked about our way of interaction with faculty. So I'm going to first start with AUBG, here what we do at AUBG. Of course, we have this section of the library webpage, which is specifically tailored for the needs of the faculty. We tell them what services and help we provide for them. We also bombard them with lots of emails, like the one here as an example from my lovely colleague Gergana Tanasova, who is our electronic resources librarian. Just an example of sending an email to the faculty, the departments, of subscribing to new periodicals and databases. I also send them emails every beginning of the semester to invite them for induction to the library. Our director also sends them an overall email with all the services that we provide to the faculty. And then something that we started the beginning of this year, compiling the bibliography of all AUBG faculty in one. And we just called it AOBG Faculty Bibliography, and it's divided by departments, by name, and also we have the list of all AOBG faculty who have ever taught at AOBG. Okay.
And sorry, I was just gonna, we talked yesterday, Crossy, I was asking Crossy how you guys recruit content. And I thought that was kind of interesting how this comes to you. Who collects it? How do they decide that they want to contribute to this?
Well, this is what I was going to say. Well, we're not 100% finished with all the faculty, but we're hanging out there like 98, 99%. We are ready. Yeah, so basically we email them, and it's again word of mouth. And the new ones who come, the new faculty who come to the library for orientation, we always tell them that we have this LibGuide created, and yeah, most of them seem to be very collaborative on this project.
Thank you.
About the bibliography, we started that also, but what we did, we are using Scopus and Web of Science, and we are extracting all publications with people affiliated with AUB. So you can try this also, and the faculty will love it because you are doing their work. So we send them a list and tell them, do you agree that this is your publications? And if you want to add to it, please add. And we will launch soon, I think, a website of all AV publications or faculty publications, and this will they like this. When they see there is a publicity for them, they will contribute.
Great, that's awesome.
The majority of them like them. Fatma, where would you upload it?
We have like space. We are using the institutional repository, and we are uploading now just the bibliographic record because we don't know if they have the copyright. But eventually, we want to start asking them to ask for that copyright, at least for the preprint, so we can post the full text as well. Yeah, we are using this space. If you are using this space, you can do that.
In this
the digital repository.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, we're doing the same at LAU. As Fatma said, we have LOR, the LAU repository. Same as we do, we collect the thesis students, and now we already started this project 2 years ago, that we are collecting the publications of faculty members. And as the faculty members, as Fatma said, they like that we are advertising their publication, so they are like motivated to tell us where they published, and they give us the list of their publication. Though it is beneficial for them, we see that faculty members didn't cooperate with us and didn't give us their list of publications, so we had to do the work.
Okay.
And the thing that they don't like that they should give us a copy of their publication before the journal license, so they get scared of the preprint and all of these related to the publications.
Okay.
Just a little addition. At AUI, how do we advertise for information literacy and collaboration with faculty? At the beginning of every semester, we would contact the enrollment services because they have the list of all courses, and they would send us, large bundles of every school. And from that, we start our hunt for how best we can serve those faculty. In addition to an official 2 or 3 emails, they would be sent to all faculty member, sometimes selected faculty member. We would give them, I would call it a menu of, or a catalog of type of library instructions that we offer. And then from that, a point of contact. Recently, this is also a news here at Mohammed VI Library at AUI. There is a new service called Research and Learning Services composed of 5 librarians. So it's our job to follow up with those faculty members and provide the needed logistic and also the type of information literacy instruction tailored to those courses. This is how we do this at AUI.
I have a question. So you send emails to all faculty members teaching in the semester, or you select the specific courses?
Okay, we did a pilot project last summer in which we selected just some faculty member, because sometimes we don't have the expertise to support information literacy, let's say to the School of Science and Engineering. So
Okay.
we don't send emails to some faculty teaching there, and we have to provide the subject librarian or the librarian who would support that field. But at the beginning of the semester, we would send a general email to all faculty, by department, by schools. And then from that, the contact will start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They would contact us, and then we would meet or send the emails. And then this is how we start the collaboration with them.
And did the faculty members cooperate after you send this general email? Because I did this semester. I asked every school, the administrative assistant, to send the email to all the faculty members working in this school. So it would be like specific to this school, but I cannot say I received 5% response.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all depends. It all depends on the faculty, I should say, Joyce. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think we can move on now. Chris.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just saw the time. Wow, we had some really nice discussion. That's fantastic. Thank you. So I was just going to talk a bit about what some of the little things that we do at AUS that we've tried. We have a postcard that we give to new faculty as an outreach initiative, and it's bigger than a business card, and it's a little bit more informational. So the front has the books, and it doesn't necessarily say Rockstar Librarian. It has our name and our contact information. And on the back side of the postcard, it outlines what we can help them with. So we generally are looking at trying to get them up to speed with knowing what they can come to us for, at least that support. So research side versus teaching side. And I will tell you, I am not a master of most of these, but I have a lot of support here where I can get some help from my colleagues. So that's one thing that seems to be kind of a nice addition to the new faculty. Crossy, I think the next one is a new poster series that we've created. And this is a faculty researcher series, as you can see, and we do a digital poster that goes around campus. This will go up for 4 weeks, and the dean of the colleges, we're working with the dean's office to have the dean select their faculty that we would put up. And it rotates. So, one semester it's international studies, one month it's international studies, 1 month it's College of Engineering. And so we do 8 in an academic year. And that is kind of a nice way. We also we ask the faculty who's in the spotlight to write a little abstract for us, and then talks about their research. They can actually talk about whatever, but we're looking for their research specifically, and then that links back to the library. There's a news page for them on the library website. This is relatively new. We've done it one kind of cycle. So yeah, it's kind of nice to see them around campus.
Sorry, Chris.
Excuse me, Chris. Where do you post it? Where do you post the poster?
Everywhere around campus. There's TVs around campus, so it goes
electronically, or
yes, digital poster. Yes. Okay. Yeah, we have other library posters that we print out, so we're trying to be a little bit more sustainable with the actual paper printing. So we just put this around campus on the digital TVs. And those digital TVs have other things that they're advertising from other departments. So they rotate, they cycle through every, 20 seconds.
All right. Nice idea, very nice.
Yeah, it seems to be kind of a nice nod towards the faculty researcher. I'd actually like to see that fold into what Crossy and others are doing with this bibliography, because I think that's really important. Yeah, so sorry, let me keep going with this next slide, getting to know your faculty. We actually, I think, may have, this is probably our last part of the conference, Birds of a Feather,
Yeah.
and we were asking folks to give us some information, specific questions to that, but really about what we would want, what would you want to know about your faculty? And so if you don't mind going to the next slide, we can take a look at, these are the results at that time. So librarians would want to know about their faculty under the umbrella of teaching. What exciting things are you doing in the classroom? I'm just going to briefly go through a couple. What would a library session look like? What is your teaching philosophy? Last one, what is their preferred way of teaching with a librarian? And then when you look at the research side, resources, special projects, do you need help with your research? What is the research agenda? So all of those things we're just starting to get into over here.
Okay.
Okay. And we're going to finish up here in just 1 second. We're looking at assessment and sustainability. I don't have a lot on assessment. I know at AUS we look at faculty surveys as a way to assess, or maybe even better term is evaluate. LibQual, if anybody's doing LibQual, we do that every 4 years, and that's a gap analysis that looks at, it's a survey that goes to students, staff, and faculty, but we look at the faculty part, we analyze the graduate student part, we look at all these various moving parts, and so we do get a lot of feedback from faculty, and I think for the last couple times that we've done it, it's always, we never have enough resources, and I think that's every library's problem. You just don't have enough. We'll never have enough. We also conduct faculty interviews. We had kind of a script of questions. I generally will pick 4 faculty out of a department for that semester and meet with them once, buy them a cup of coffee, and ask them several questions that may lead into other discussion about their research and their teaching and conferences that they're going to, funding stuff that might be relevant. I also want them to know that they can come to me for support as much as I can help them. The annual report, we haven't done focus groups, but that's another option that I've heard has been useful, is pulling together a group of faculty from various departments to chat about liaison work. And then we wanted to look at sustainability. So this would be going back to the Padlet. We wanted you to answer what existing skills should librarians have to keep the liaison program as efficient as possible. So if you wouldn't mind going back to that Padlet that Krasi had sent to you earlier, we're looking to see if you can identify skills. So we'll just take a couple minutes with that, and then we'll be kind of wrapping things up here.
Besides the communication and presentation skills that I believe we should all have.
Yeah, maybe we should pass on that last one, Krasi. It's already 2:40. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yes, I can already see the knowledge of research and publishing trends. That's something I'm struggling with currently, is to get caught up on all that, be much more proficient.
I'm gonna put my input as well.
Okay.
All right, I think we can wrap it up here.
Yeah, as we finish our segment up, we've gone over, way over. Sorry about that. I think if you have other ideas, you can continue to add to this Padlet, and I can kind of download the summary of it later on and post that to AMICAL Connect. The other thing I'll post is this guide that I started working on, and if you want to contribute to that, you're welcome to. It just kind of outlines more or less the same of what we talked about, but hopefully kind of condenses it so it's a little more cohesive, maybe. But I'd like to get input on that as well. All right, Michael, should we turn it over to you? We are really running out of time. I'm very sorry about that.
No problem, no problem. I think it was a very lively discussion, and I think there's some real interest in that topic. I believe there's like still like many open questions, and I think you're gonna share like your PowerPoint presentation on AMICAL Connect. I hope that you're gonna do that.
Yes. Yeah.
That we can continue, because I believe there's many questions, like also like where to start, like maybe a liaison program, what to choose, what to prioritize. So the discussion was probably like just like a little iceberg, like a tip of the iceberg. And but yeah, thanks a lot for that. And yeah, we shall bring it to AMICAL Connect. But right now is really like for us, like also the Information Literacy Committee, and probably we want to know actually from you guys and what we should maybe focus on for the next year. Like what would be like hot topics in the information literacy that we should also like maybe propose for the AMICAL conference, what should be maybe discussed. And I think, Chris, you also have like a Padlet for that, right?
We're just going to add it to the same one.
Okay.
I can go through and sift the answers out.
Okay, so that would be maybe, can we, okay, so it's just like to organize it like a bit in the kind of way that we see it with the magic. So the question would be here for everybody, just to go back again to the Padlet and tell us what kind of, what are the hot topics in information literacy that you believe we should bring to AMICAL Connect, to our discussions. We can think out loud also in terms of maybe having a virtual forum on various topics. So take maybe a minute and just add like to the Padlet. I'm gonna start right away. And maybe just always like put on top hot topics that we spot right away, like the comments topics.
Yeah.
And I think that's gonna make it easier for you, Chris, right?
Yes, yeah.
Great, so there's like a couple of hot topics flying in. I want to give right here like the floor to, like, to everybody who maybe wants also like to reflect on their comments right here, or to speak up actually. I see that there's like the framework is popping up right here. Assessment I see right away like 2 times. Also like the framework I see 2 times. Assessment of course is another topic. Does anybody want to comment on their comments on the Padlet right here? Feel free to speak up.
I'm wondering if anyone has something in mind that they would want to do a virtual forum on. Like lead that, with support, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we worry about, the committee. We'd like to extend that out to others who would be interested in running the forum or leading the forum.
Or it might be also like go along like with the journal club, like to pick a an interesting maybe article like on one of the topics. Let's say, I'm not sure if we had like we had something already like on fake news at one point, but
Yes.
sometimes it can be also like I see right here fact checking. I think that could be something interesting, or maybe I think the deep understanding of the framework is always a topic, because I believe that it takes time to digest them, to understand them, to discuss.
Michael, I hope it's okay if I just jump in and
Sure.
say that the November Journal Club topic is assessment, and I saw that comes up a couple of times in the trends there. So the article that Tatavik and I will be looking at is it's actually like a literature review or a systematic review of assessment. So hopefully that will be helpful if people can actually make that scheduled time, which is in a couple of weeks from now.
Do you have already like the date? Is it November?
Yeah, I think it's, I'm going to look at my calendar so I don't say it wrong.
November 12th.
November 12th.
12th,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was going to say the 12th, but I've had the wrong date in my head before, so.
Just a little highlight about the Journal Club. This is one of the really interesting and successful initiatives, during the past year, as a professional development, because I used to attend it individually, and now we're expanding it to other colleagues. And we added a little little thing to the official AMICAL Journal Club, is that we would read the article as a group, like individually, and we would meet twice, sometimes one time before, so we can summarize it and have the main ideas before we join the official meeting. And that's, for us, really, it's kind of one of the successful initiatives from past year, Infolit initiatives. So thank you for that.
That's interesting, actually, that you meet before, and it sounds interesting to have like also that group discussion within your institution, Aziz. So I think that's nice. I like that. Okay.
I'm really glad to hear it's been so helpful for you, Aziz, and it's been wonderful to see a lot of faces kind of repeatedly at Journal Club, but I'm hoping that as I'm kind of revealing the dates of Journal Club earlier and earlier, more people are able to join us for the first time this year as well. We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Somehow I'm interested actually how to translate those hot topics into initiatives. Also like there can be reflections. We have the Journal Club, we have the virtual forum, like we said. Any other ideas how to carry those hot topics into how to make it benefit for us, or like to apply it for the future? Do we have any? I see, for example, that like a workshop, workshop could be maybe interesting. Expand past information literacy AMICAL initiatives to additional faculty members, schools, and centers. So,
yeah, Michael.
Yes.
I wrote that. So, okay, taken from last year. So yeah, I would call last year as a foundation for librarian who were grappling with the framework or the ACRL concept. So we did. I assume everyone got a deep understanding of the ACRL and its application to research and learning. That was great. That was a great success, and I think the initiative that emerged after that training, they can tell a lot. Now. Probably I would suggest to move again, in this direction. That is to, instead of just reporting on the one faculty librarian collaboration. How could we expand this to benefit the institution? You know, how could you expand this program to reach other faculty member? For example, what are the next initiatives? How would you implement this? So these are like ideas. I'm just thinking loud. So these are ideas to think about, to to move the initiative to higher level, like. And then to have an impact. That's what I mean. So to have an impact on your institution. So ACRL, framework, information literacy, embedded librarian, these are like big words, but how would we expand these things to invite other members and then have an impact? So
my first reaction is actually coming back to Grassie's and Chris's presentation. The liaison work is the key, I believe. I believe it's not like something that we can do standalone, like in the library. I think we have to collaborate right here with the faculty, and so that's the reason also why I think we push so much for the liaison work. And you see, the liaison work can go like in many ways. You can do like liaison work with faculty with regard to collection development to help them with faculty publications, or you can do like information literacy programs. But I think at one point you have to meet them and to develop things, and probably then it would then go like this institutional turn, and I believe that's the key right here. That's my first take, but I believe that with AMICAL, we should maybe try like to again organize maybe like workshops, invite also faculty with the librarians to encourage that actually.
Excuse me, I think I agree with Aziz that we can at some point institutionalize the information literacy and make it kind of across campus by starting to offer services that they are really needed, like plagiarism, avoid plagiarism. A get certificate to every student that now he knows how to avoid plagiarism, for example. And this will attract faculty, and if we make it mandatory, this is what we are trying to do here. Then this is a starting point to have like a presence in the teaching and learning at the university level.
Yeah, I think like that kind of promotion, like promoting by success, is something very helpful. I think it should be like this is really like from the bottom up. But I think what I'm always having in mind is actually like to establish, and with this kind of success stories like you're describing, Fatme, I believe that we're adding to the culture of an institution to show actually like the value of the library. Yeah.
Okay. Another addition. Oh, thank you, Fatma. Also, from experience, involving faculty in some AMICAL initiatives really encourage a lot, with follow-up, with implementing initiatives. So I don't know how this will work in the future, but each time you invite 2 or 3 AMICAL Connect, or they would join, the bandwagon, they see what's going on, they would be more interested to go along. Another idea to think about in the future is assessment. So assessment is a big topic in information literacy, and there are lots of venues, rubrics, frames, So if we could think of in the future to have more, training, dialogue topics on this, then we could integrate assessment into our learning and teaching and research processes.
That's a good idea. I think we should bring it all like to the next AMICAL conference, like all these topics from Vanessa to host us right there in Cairo. I'm looking at the time. I think I wanted to give also some time to share like a couple of members, like what they've done like in the last year, maybe quickly, just like for 30 seconds, that could be interesting. I'm not sure. I know that Krasi or Tatevik, they might want to share, or Chris, that you want to share something quickly. On my side, I have to share something. I participated actually in the summer. I participated in the digital literacy summer institute that was at the American University. No, that was at the University of Rhode Island, run by Rennie Hobbs. And it was a very interesting workshop. It was a 5-day workshop where I learned a little bit about digital literacy, but I was very interested in the link between digital literacy and information literacy, maybe. And so anybody who's interested in that topic, please contact me. So you can send me an email on AMICAL Connect or on by email. So that's my little contribution. I'm not sure if Tatvik, you want to say quickly something, what you've done over the summer?
Thanks, Mike. Yes, so we went to the ACRL immersion. We were 5, so me, Krasi, Stella, Evie, and also Mario. So this time, ACRL immersion was totally different from the previous ones. They changed the curriculum. They changed how they're accepting participants. So it's first come, first serve. It was a 4.5-day, very interactive, very interesting, very theoretical program. We were asked to come up with a landscape of practice, which is the map, where how we are working with both faculty, departments, where is our own role, and we were discussing us, our own assumptions, and what we believe, how we can improve, what we need to do through the lenses of critical reflective practices, so critical reflective pedagogy, through leadership, and through designing the learning outcomes for assignments. So it was quite an interesting program.
And they're going to bring it maybe back to the AMICAL conference.
AMICAL conference. So we're going to have...
Hold on, fingers crossed. It's not accepted so far. We're going to have to see.
Yeah, so I'll just shut up now.
Krasi, it's your turn.
Yeah. So yeah, I also participated in the immersion program this year with Tatvik and the rest of the AMICAL cohort that we were there. But in addition to that, I also went to an Erasmus Plus Staff Week training that I really liked. It was at Coventry University in England. So it was a whole week of basically discussing, presenting a variety of topics, among which were customer service, how to well serve our patrons, electronic resources, marketing of library, of course, information literacy, practical skills on how to teach information literacy. And I think that was the majority of it. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, if you have like more information, Krasi, you can also put it in the chat box. And
Sure.
yeah, like anybody who's of course questions for Krasi, please get back to him. It sounds very interesting. What about I don't know, we've talked about the journal club, Vanessa. I think that's the usual thing. People.
Yeah, Journal Club has been going well this semester so far, and it's been really nice that I've had, I'm hoping that even more people who participate in the IL committee will also step up and volunteer to run a Journal Club session. But I don't know if I have anything else to share. I guess I took a course from ACRL over the summer about the framework. I'll look up the title of that. It was great, but
yeah, that would be nice to share as well. Like that's the training you see. I know that also like the coming days. I think on Thursday there's a the 8th of November. There's a ACRL immersion, like a webinar, I believe, that you can sign up, and it's about fake news and lies. I think that it's entitled. We put this also on the AMICAL Connect, but reach out to us if you need any extra information on that. Chris, what about the virtual forum? Anything to say right here?
Hi, sorry. Yes. I completely forgot what we were what you wanted me to say. We were recruiting content for a virtual forum, I believe, right?
Of course, we want to encourage everybody to take the
Sorry.
leadership right here.
Yeah.
We have like these hot topics, and I think that's it, right, Chris?
Yes, yes. So I'll summarize those and share them with everyone.
And then if somebody wants to pick up like one of the issues and bring it to the virtual forum, we want to organize it, I believe, in December. Is that correct, Chris?
Yes, I forgot the date already. I'll have to look that up. So, and, you know, the virtual forums, you're not alone. You wouldn't be running the show. We would be there to. I'm a good backseat driver. I'll help you through it.
That's very good. Yeah, you're fantastic there. Anybody else who wants to share something with the community? Anything that you've done like extra or like fantastic over the summer? Like Angie, she's surviving over there after the post-conference craziness, I can imagine. It's back to normal. No. Otherwise, I'm good for today. I think. Chris, do you want to add anything? I hear you somehow.
Yeah, well, it's just great to be back in touch with everyone. I hope everyone got their first round of proposals in, if that was the deadline you were aiming for. So it's been a busy week for many of us.
Yeah, it was really busy, so I see that as well. Well, I think we're coming to an end because we're all busy. But feel free, please, to contact us, to stay in touch with us. There's always an open door if you want to bring initiatives and to work on them together. So with those words, many thanks to everybody for joining today, to wherever you are. Hello from Paris again, and you have a nice day. Thank you, everybody.